Hello folks, my name's Hisham. This set is vaguely going to be about the passing of time. In a little while there'll be a brief reference to the Smiths, and at the end there'll be an homage to the Museum of Everything. Now, you don't need to pay any attention to all that, that's just the admin and legal stuff I need to get out of the way. Okay? The passing of time, and all its crimes, is making me sad again. Open with sorrow, that's very much stand-up comedy 101. Right? Everyone who loves clowns loves sad clowns even more. It's a fucking pity that nobody loves clowns. And why would you love clowns? Because clowns are after all just whiteface, which is the loathing and derision of blackface minus the racism. Stay on topic. This is very early on. I've got a lot to get through. Okay? So, the passing of time is making me sad, and that's only because I've realized that all my attempts to try and create a brilliant future have so far only resulted in the creation of more and more unremarkable past. My moment, my time in the sun has never arrived yet, and it's not looking terribly hopeful. I can't think of when I'm going to do that thing which is going to make me go down in history or be tweeted about for 24 hours. It's looking very unlikely, and I've accumulated all this past, and with that past there is so much guilt and shame and embarrassment. Oh, the embarrassment. And the thing is, there comes a time when the past will come knocking, and you can no longer pretend not to be at home. I said to Barry last morning, okay? And Barry said, okay, no, hang on. Now, this bit is important. You really need to get this. So, we'll need to do a little bit of work. The thing is, see, I'm not much of an impressionist, okay? I dabble in a bit of pointillism, that's besides the point. I'm not much of an impressionist, but you don't know Barry, right? So working together, we can make this next bit happen. Don't worry, this is no big deal. It's what you've been doing all evening. The joke is only instantiated in the interaction between the narrator and the audience. If a tree trips and falls and smashes its face in the forest, if there's no one around, it may or may not make a noise. But it definitely won't be funny. Okay? So, we're going to do this bit. Okay, I'm going to start off, I'll repeat my bit again. The first bit I can manage on my own, but when I say, and Barry said, that's the bit that you guys really have to, get ready for. Okay, the first bit I'll do. So, I said to Barry, sometimes the past will come knocking and you can no longer pretend to be at home. And Barry said, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to use the last tea bag again. Oh God, my hand, what did you do with my hand? Terrible mess over the kitchen floor, it's pooling all around like that, and I had to go and get one of those yellow washing floor signs. And by the time I came back, the pool had stopped growing. That was all right. But what? Look, people come, people may bleed out in the kitchen floor. But health and safety in the workplace go on forever. In the land of no reception, the man with one bar is king. The woman with one bar will have her temperament questioned to death. It's a mildly topical reference, just because, I just sense that some of you are a bit shocked by the last bit, and I need you to hang in with me till the finish line, okay? So with that bit, I'm being the Alistair to your Johnny Brownlee. The passing of time is making me sad, again. Some of this has to do with the fact that I have a young daughter now, okay? And I struggle to sort of see how will she ever understand in a few years' time what the world that she was born into is like, what the world I was born into is like. And some of it is trivial stuff. She'll never know the world where screens couldn't be swiped, and that was the world I grew up in. I mean, they could be swiped. It wasn't against the law. They could be swiped, but nothing happened. All you could do was draw in the dust while you waited for mum to give you permission to turn on the television. And that's okay, because that design feature we've kept even in the swipeable screens. The things that I'm trying to I have to give my daughter an idea of what this world was like. One day I have to sit her down and say, Lana, myth and folklore, and sometimes even history, often contain bits of the true past. Once upon a time, there was such a thing as the Labour Party. The things from the past, those names, those characters, they stay on, they're recycled, they come back. You need to know that the Black Death was a terrible plague that killed millions in the 1300s. It's not what we've always called US law enforcement. I'm just prevaricating here, see, because this is not about Lana, this is not about their past. This is about me and my past. A few weeks ago, I had a flat tire, and I took the tire to the garage, and they told me that a screw had gone through the tire wall and completely ruined it. And I had to get a new tire, and I came back and told my wife that this is what had happened. And she said, "Oh my God." And she said it as 3 words. She's a good person. She said, "Oh my God, did you recognize the screw?" And I said, "Sorry, did you ask me if I recognized the screw that punctured my tire?" There are times when the past will come knocking, and you can no longer pretend to be at home. Because you see, the years have not been kind. But I can still remember the face of my nemesis, Jimmy the Tack McScrew. We went back a long way, back when I still had both butt cheeks and just the one glass eye. And Jimmy, he rode with his bunch of hoodlums, and they cost me many a payment in that delicate, widespread, nasty business of red velvet pancakes smuggling in the East. But I left that world. I made a life for myself. I was somebody now, and I had a family, and he could come back and ruin it all. So I picked up that hammer, and I gave him the kind of look, the nod that you'd never give a friend, but you'd give an enemy who'd earned your respect. And I nailed him. And I turned to my wife and said, "I've never seen him in my life." Thank you very much.